album is dedicated to all the teachers that told me I never amount to nothing. To all the people that lived above the buildings that I was hustling from that called the police on me when I was just trying to make some money to feed my daughter.
Yeah.
And to all my peoples in the struggle, you know what I'm saying? It's all good, baby.
Shake it.
It was all a dream. I used to read Word Up magazine. Salt and Pepper and Heavy D up in the limousine. Hanging pictures on my wall. Every Saturday, rap attack, Mr. Magic.
Hey there, welcome to the locker room. Coach Arias here. Today's message is, it's not the money, it's the freedom. It's not the money, it's the freedom. It's not the money that we chase, it's the freedom it allows us to have. This may be controversial, so I got to steal Sabrina's intro in view and quote from Jay-Z that if you don't like this message, you can press fast forward. This ain't for everybody. This message is for somebody. And sometimes the truth hurts, but the truth will set you free. Having money does not make you a good person. Also, having money won't make you a bad person. What I've found is it eventually just magnifies the person who you are inside. I've had the unique opportunity to live in the last 32 years of life, poor in a life of financial wealth. A life on brief government assistance and a life with front row floor seats to basketball games, NBA finals, first class flights, and charity events where I was in a position to give checks with commas in it. What I've come to like and learn about money is the option that it gives you. What vacations do you want to go on? What areas do you want your children to live in? What school and education do you want for your family? What option do you want them to have? What do you want to do for your grandchildren? What would you like to do for your parents if they're still alive? What would you do for your favorite charity? How many people could you help? If it costed nothing, what would you want to buy for your spouse? What education for your children? You get the point. My uncle told me one time back in the day, I didn't quite understand it, but I know now. He said, Simon, you know what the golden rule is? I said, no, Unc, what's the golden rule? He said, he who has the goal makes the rules. As tough as this was for me to accept, I eventually understood it. I know friends of mine whose parents are amazing people, but they're blue-collar, middle income like my family. A few of my friends have gotten into trouble over the years, some major, some minor. Let's talk about the minor. Not that I promote it as a matter of fact, let's not call it minor, let's call it common. I've had friends get in a fight and end up with a felony that haunts them for the rest of their life at 19 years old through. Why? Well, I can tell you I got a few other friends that I've met that I've watched wreck cars, crash telephone poles, get in fights. Let's call it even a little more trouble than my friends who were blue collar. But you know what happened to them? The friends I know whose parents had some money, their kids ended up with no jail time and nothing major that hindered their life, maybe a slap on the wrist. Not the case for my other friends. Now this can make you better, this message, or it can make you bitter. I chose to accept it and make me better because in life, I don't get to make the rules here on earth or in life. But what I learned I could do is master how to play by those rules in this game we call life. So how about the area we live in? We can be great parents, but if we're given a choice, if you're given a choice, why wouldn't we want to raise our kids in an area with no crime, low crime, and a likelihood of having better influences? The area we live in often has a lot to do with the school systems and the education that our children will receive. And these things all make a difference. It's not everything, but it sure helps. Don't take me out of context today either. I'm not saying sell your soul for money. I'm not saying that people with money are better people. Many of the best people I know and friends and family that I have that don't have a ton of money are some of the best people in the world and would give you the shirt directly off their back. But I know friends that got a ton of money, like Jim Serace, that would do the same thing. They would do it too. What I'm saying is that I've been on both sides of the fence. And one side gives you more options as to the food that you eat, organic or not. Doctors that you could be exposed to. Look at Magic Johnson beating HIV. Education that you could receive. neighborhood that you live in, vacations that you can take, and charities that you can start to give to. I guess what I'm trying to say is if you can, if you've been given the means to, go out and get it. This is not a knock to those who don't have it, or parents or grandparents who can help with wisdom and education, and maybe that's your calling and there's nothing greater than that calling. But my generation specifically, we got time to do something about this. And I find some people in my generation using money isn't everything as an excuse to be lazy or to not push themselves. I'm not a money worshiper. One of my most recent locker rooms was about changing the world. Mostly through service and your attitude, not through money. This is just one message of me. One chapter, not what I worship. Money's not the root of all evil. The love of money is, and I love people more than I love money. But if you're given the option, and you have the opportunity and the skill set to, you got to take advantage of life's options. And as long as you stay humble and give back, it's okay to have money. Use money as a tool to give you options and freedom to help others, to help yourself and help others, but it takes sacrifice and grind. So that's today's message. It's not the money that we chase, it's the freedom. Follow some of these tips. We'll be on our way to living our very best life. Thanks for joining me this week in the Locker Room Gang. Looking forward to seeing you all next week.